Blighty Boxing, in association with Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions, once again here with the Guvnor, Martin Bowers. How are we, sir?
Fine, Richard. Yourself?
Very good. Now we've obviously got a few things to go through with you. First of all, there was a picture popped up on social media last week of you and the squad deep in the vast Essex countryside, on a large expanse of land on a farm in a new gym. Tell us about it.
Well, really, there's not too much to tell. I mean, we're going to relocate, and we was talking about relocating the professionals to up home where we live. And obviously during the lockdown, we had a bit more spare time on our hands, so me and Tony got to dealing with that.
Now this is at your home, isn't it?
Yes.
What's it going to be like, sort of, I mean, if it fits in with the sort of coronavirus lockdown theme, doesn't it, working from home? What's it going to be like working from home?
No, I think it'll be fine. I think it'll be good for the boys, and obviously if we stay in our own little, for want of a better word, our own bubble, it should work out better, because all being well and good, if we do go into another lockdown, please God we don't, but if we do, all being well and good, we'll be able to carry on training and continue with the progress and just keep ticking over.
It's got to be every trainer's dream, I guess, is to build, design, create your own gym from scratch, bespoke, exactly how you want it. Has that been sort of the big attraction for you? No,
well, to be fair, when we done this gym, Tony and myself, probably 27 years ago when we moved into this building, it was fit for purpose then. But, you know, over 27 years, things move on, things change, the area's changed. The buildings that are going up now, most of them have gyms at the bottom of them, most of these complexes. So people use gyms in a different way. I mean, I know ours is bespoke to boxing and it's a little bit different, but you know, things move on and things evolve, and I think we've got to move with the times a little bit. Listen, I love it here. This is, you know, it's my heart and soul, same as Tony's, but you know, we've got some really good people around us, but things move on, don't they? But hopefully we've still got presence here in Canning Town, because you know, this is where we was born and bred, and you know, it's where we come from.
How much acreage have you got at the farm?
Just short of 20 acres between us.
So, I mean, you're sorted for running the area, aren't you?
We've got some lovely runs. Yeah, we've got some lovely runs, and it's, you know, fortunately, it's in a nice area, and you know, we're more behind closed doors. You know, we are easily accessible here. Not that we've got nothing to hide from, but sometimes you need to be doing work a little bit more behind closed doors.
I noticed just even from this little picture, the walls already seem quite covered in boxing sort of memorabilia type stuff. I mean, the walls are still covered here, so what have you got up there?
Well, the walls have got all our history, like going back from when we started the gym, and the same things. They've still got the same feel. It's still going to be the Peacock Gym. I mean, when we moved from the Peacock pub, which was in Freemasons, everyone said, they come around and say, oh, it won't be the same, it's too posh, it's this, it's that. Listen, it don't take long for it not to be posh. And you move on. And the same, when we moved from the school to the Peacock, people said, oh, it won't be the same as up the school. But the people are what make the gym. It's not, you know, it's not the equipment, it's not the how can I say, it's not what's in the gym, it's what, you know, it's what you put into the gym and the people you bring into the gym, and the different personalities you introduce, and that's what we'll do up there. We'll do the same.
Peacock Farm, maybe? Anyway, we're looking roughly first week in September, sort of up there on a more regular basis.
I think what we're going to do, we spoke about it, Tony and myself, we're going to get, and obviously we spoke to Ray and Andre and Eric, so everyone knows the programme. We're looking to finish Dan's training for this fight here, because we're here, we're based here, and we're all comfortable. And then we'll move on to prepare, hopefully, Denzel and Chris in the new gym. That's the plan, but we'll still be here. We'll probably still be here on a daily basis.
You'll probably be here until
who knows where,
until the old bulldozers come in, won't
exactly. We'll probably still be skipping when they're doing that. So, you know.
You mentioned Dan just then. News has emerged this morning, but it's a change of opponent for the 29th. Eric Pfeiffer, a medical issue, we understand. Quickly relocated an opponent, which can't be easy in the current climate. Ricky Schneider, an 18-1 Dutchman. Can you tell us much about it?
Well, I can tell you this, like I've said before many times when you've asked me, I've got total confidence in our matchmaker, who's Jason. He does a really good job. And obviously lucky he's had someone on standby. Look, we could probably fight him at another day. It doesn't matter. It's still a really good fight. It's an interesting fight. But as for Dan and you know, getting ready, you can only prepare for a date. And that's all you can do. Things change in boxing. Listen, it's a contact sport. 1 minute someone's healthy, walk in the gym and they can get a knock or take a bang. Anything can happen. So, you know, you expect these things. I didn't expect this to happen for this fight, hand on heart, but listen, it don't make no difference. We're ready. That's all we can do is be ready. You know, ideal world, you say, oh, you know, we've prepared, we've sparred for this kid and all that, but at the end of the day, we're going to be ready.
Daniel don't care, does he?
No, I think he does care, but he, you know, like he's a professional fighter. It's like and I don't want to keep saying it. I've said to you loads of times before, with fighters, if you say you're fighting someone, it don't matter. You know, they're going to fight. If they're real fighters and you know they want to do this sport for real, you know, they don't buckle. They just say, who is it? What's he like? If you're lucky, they might say, what's he like?
I mean, people will always pick holes in things these days. You've got the Twitter matchmaking police, but at the end of the day, this guy's short notice. He hasn't got a muggy record, so I mean, you know, it is what it is. I guess it's an interim fight.
What's he had? 19 fights.
Yeah.
I think I looked this morning. I think I said he probably boxed. I think it was about 111 rounds. No disrespect to Fife, because we know what he's done in the amateurs and we know what he's done with the WBS, but he's boxed. No matter what you say, he's boxed 111 competitive rounds.
Yeah.
So
experience.
He's experienced and he's coming to win. Listen, if he was to come here and cause an upset, you know, and I don't like to say it like that, but he'd be, you know, everyone would know him. But listen, it's boxing. Anything can happen, especially heavyweight boxing. So Dan's on point. Dan will be on point. We'll be prepared. Listen, we could get another 3 days down the line and that could change. So.
Yeah.
Listen, all I can say is we'll be ready.
Right, time for a little bit of a reflective. We covered the first show in our last interview, so it's the second show and another title to the Peacock, another Southern area. Chris Bourke, good performance in overcoming Ramez Mahmood.
Ramez, what a performance! He put a good performance in, and you know, I thought Chris hit him with some great body shots, but he showed he was quality. Not just Chris, Ramez and all. I mean, that to me was probably, since the lockdown, probably the second best fight I've seen. And I don't like to give someone else the credit, but it probably was, if I put my hand on my heart. And I thought he boxed really well. I thought they both give a good account of themselves. And if you like your boxing and you like good matches, that was 10 rounds of quality.
Close, wasn't it? Chris said earlier, perhaps a bigger thing as anything for him was that knowledge in himself now that he can do the rounds, the 10 rounds.
Yeah.
He said, you know, that probably cheered him as much as a KO would have done. Me
too. It's ticked another box. Look, that's what it is. You know, as you move through, you're going to find, you know, all the divisions have some iron in them, for want of a better word. And that kid is one of them. He's better than.
It's done him no harm either.
No, listen, it's done either of them no harm. Chris has come out of it ticking that box, and you want to see that, don't you, with your fighters? You know what I mean? As we've said before, when we've had like conversations off camera, we know so and so can punch. Can he box?
Yeah.
Well,
I think the nice thing for Chris is I mentioned to him where he reaches that point in the fight where he thinks, I'm not going to get him out of here. So just work your way through
enjoy yourself,
it.
And you can go through your repertoire a little bit more, and you can show a little bit more to your game, which I thought Chris did. I thought his variety, his shots were really good. I thought his movement was, you know, I enjoyed it. I sat there, I enjoyed it. You know, I actually enjoyed the venue and all. I thought, you know, it wasn't a problem. No crowd being there. It was very clinical.
Yeah, had to be.
But you could have that concentration, and you didn't lose your focus. So, you know, all good.
Another Southern area belt to the gym. Also on that show was Denzel.
Yeah.
Now, Den's just spoken to him, and he's sort of come clean. He said he was too heavy off lockdown.
Exactly.
He spent too much time training for weight rather than training to fight. And
but it's a
basically
classic
says
mistake.
he wasn't happy
with
his performance.
It's a classic mistake, but to be fair, if you look at a lot of the boys on the shows, none of them have shone at a was expected
No,
to, or how
haven't.
they could. There's only been a few who've really hit the button, and that's what I was just saying just now about the gym up home. We won't have that problem because we won't be out of the gym. We just, you know, if please God this don't come again, touch wood, whatever you want to say, but if it does and we get put into lockdown, the boys can drive over in their car, can do their training, and they can drive home. We won't interfere with anyone. We won't come in contact with anyone else.
You must have a barn they can sleep in as well, haven't you?
They bring a tent.
Whatever Denzel might say about his performance, and he's quite self-critical, he did force a retirement on the stool, and he's still right in the frame for big fights ahead.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I didn't think the performance was that bad. Like he said, he probably, when he come back to the gym, he probably was a little bit heavier than what we wanted him. But we was all in lockdown. You can only phone the boys and you can ask them what they weigh and what they've been doing, and if what they tell you is not exactly or 100%, you get found out, didn't you?
So I just want to backtrack a little bit. I meant to ask about Chris. You mentioned earlier on about preparing him and Denzel for September. Is an English title sort of likely a natural stepping stone from Southern area?
I'd like to think so.
That would mean Michael Ramabeletsa, who is, everyone says it, people who know their stuff say he's a real tough man.
Listen, to anyone fighting at 10 round championship competitive fights, they're there to win. So there ain't no easy fights. Once you hit that southern area
This guy's
level,
proper experienced as
yeah,
well,
no,
isn't he?
Listen, he's got what we need.
39-year-old man or something,
Yeah,
isn't he? Sort of.
he's got everything, you know, not saying what we need. Listen, that's a good fight. If Jason can make it, we'd take it. And I would imagine he would say the same.
And also, Denzel was alluding to the fact, but in his case, we will hopefully be getting one of these fights we want to see for him, you know, one of these big fights, but people have been talking about for some time. Timing right in that respect?
It will be.
Nice short answer. Louie Lynn, now our little featherweight whirlwind, he was brilliant. As I keep saying to you, he's entertaining, he's relentless, you love watching him. I suppose
listen, he's
we're going to bring up
in your company. He's a real nice kid to have in your company.
yeah. I mean, he's
there
absolute
no,
charmer,
edges on
isn't he?
him.
You know, there is the one but from the evening, isn't there? And it could have been costly because it happened twice. Hitting an opponent when he's down. If you have a naughty opponent or someone who's a stickler for the rules, he didn't have to get up, did he?
No, no, but look, he's done it. It's happened. We've bollocked him. We've spoke about it. It's boxing. It happens. But it's a learning curve. Look, you're still on a learning curve. Sorry, that light's very bright. You're still on that learning curve, and that's it. That's something we learned that night. It won't happen.
Does this relate back to your thing about trying to slow him down a bit? Because if he slowed down a little bit, that wouldn't happen, would it?
Yeah, but we wouldn't want to take that spirit out of him, and you know that's what we all like about Louie. Look, like I've said before,
I agree with you.
If I said to Louie, "Put your boots on," Chris, put your boots on. Louis is having a competition with Chris that he can get his boots on before him. It's just how he is. It's in his nature. If I said, we'll have a walk over there, he'll try and walk in front of us. It's just in his nature. And that's his spirit. You wouldn't want to take that away from him, and you can't take that, because that's special. You know, everyone's got their little things that you have to look and you have to pick out something that makes them them. And, you know, that's what adheres us to Louie, and that's what we like about him. And, you know, it's him. So you've got to be careful when you sort of slow him down. We can't slow him down that's him. It's in him. It's his nature.
That was what you said, though, wasn't it? When he first came to the gym, wasn't it? That was one of the things you identified, wasn't it? I mean, I think now you've probably given up, haven't you? You think,
I don't think we've given up, but what we're doing, we're working on other aspects of his game so that he sees that we're working. Listen, everything is a work in progress. As a trainer, and if you ask any trainers, they'll say, they'll identify something, and we often talk about it, and they'll go, yeah, blah blah, and we'll work on that, and we'll iron the crease out of that. But as we iron that crease out, another crease appears somewhere else. It's just boxing, and it's just being in the gym, and it's just learning how to, how the personalities work.
What sort of career path would you like Louie to be on from this point now? I mean, he's really showing, but he's hugely destructive. at this level, and I say that level in the nicest possible way, because Monty Ogilvy was 10 fights, 1 defeat, wasn't he? So you're not talking about some sort of mug.
No, and in all.
But he's making that work almost look too easy for him, isn't he?
Listen, I think there's only. We've been unfortunate with Denzel. We haven't been able to go the route that we really wanted to go, and we really did when we sat down and we set this out, and we spoke about, what we'd like to do. Listen, we live here. We would have liked Denzel to won the southern area, and then moved on, and then got the English, because that's what we should be doing as trainers, and that's what and the boys. That's what they want to win, because they're proper. No disrespect to any other title, but they're proper, real titles. Unfortunately, we didn't get that route with Denzel, but the route that we'd like to take with Louie, I'm not Louis's manager. I'm not Louis's manager. Francis is Louis's manager. But the route you want to go is the southern area. Then you want to win the English, and then you want to win the British. That's what we are here for. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do. And there ain't to me, there ain't no better route. And I think if Ray was here, it'd say the same. Andre, Eric, Adam, they'd all go. That's the traditional route, and that's where we'd like to be. And if we can do that with Louie, it'd be fantastic. But as in Denzel's case, sometimes them fights can't be made because, as you just pointed out, the kids are they can be too much for whoever's in that category at that moment. But that's what makes Southern Area title fights so good, because when them two boys normally get to that Southern Area, they're on par.
Or it's a young one
versus an experience.
Up against an old man.
But they're real good fights.
Yeah.
They're like...
And that's his first real acid test, isn't it?
Yeah, they're what you'd call, like, without using anyone else's words, trade fights. That people who are like looking, thinking, God, that's... it's mouthwatering. You want to see them fight. So if we're fortunate enough to do that with Louie, I know that was a long answer, but that would be the route. But if it tops up like Denzel, and we can't fall into them categories, which Denzel's been really unlucky, but fortunate, as Denzel's done that, Sean come in and Sean got that. Yeah. And Sean's coming to the front for me, so Sean's matured into a good fighter.
Anything happening for Sean? I know he's been off on paternity, hasn't he? Sort of.
Yeah, he's with a baby today. He'll be here tomorrow. Listen, he's very fortunate. He's got a good business. His dad's got a good business. He's demolition, and he's put Sean into the scaffold. So Sean runs the scaffold side of their company, and he's very, he's a very busy young man. But boxing's his dream, and with the boxing, you only have a short shelf life. Shelf life.
He's bought himself another big fight now, hasn't he? By winning that last one, you buy yourself another one, and then you hope to keep going. I'm going to annoy you now. I'm going to go back to Chris again. Now, I don't know if I know you're not a big online reader.
I don't.
There was a column by Jason McCrory.
Right.
McCrory, our matchmaker, on the Boxing Social website.
Right.
And he mentioned a number of your fighters, and particularly interesting the point he made about Chris. And he said he's quite keen to follow the career trajectory, of Brad Foster. He said it'd be a useful thing for Chris, while trying to pick up titles, is to look at some of his former opponents. They're looking about your Ash Lanes, Lucian Reeds, and they're good fights, aren't they?
Good fights. Well, look, like I did say earlier on in this conversation, I said, when you said about Pfeiffer, and then you said, unfortunately, we get someone else, I said, Jason's good at his job. So I'm happy. Wherever he takes us, I'll be happy. We talk regular on the phone, and it's a good relationship, so that would be good.
Have I missed anyone out? This is the worrying thing now. Obviously you've got one or two boys who aren't on the TV platforms, and it's a struggle for these guys at the moment, isn't it? And it must be hard for you to sort of keep their spirits up and sort of keep them, keep the motivation high.
You've hit on a good point there. Like, we've got Billy. I did say to Billy earlier on in the year, probably around about September, but there ain't no shows. What do we do?
Yeah. You got
again, Billy's a kid.
You've got the same with Tom and Ryan as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Tom, Ryan. I keep asking for Ryan, but super middleweight southpaw. There's not many people who really putting their hands up for him, and I don't blame them.
Well, you've got almost Dorian to the same extent, isn't he? He's encountered those problems.
Yes, yeah. Dorian was very fortunate to get on that first show, and hopefully we can get out again. I've asked. You can't do no more than that, can you?
Yeah. Martin, I think we've covered everything. If we have missed
Thank you.
anyone off,
All right, thanks
we
for watching.
apologise in advance.
No worries.
Take care, mate.
Take care.